Alright guys, today we're going to have a conversation about seal booster boxes in the more modern era. Alright guys, get ready for it. It's pretty exciting stuff and it's coming up next. Hey guys, welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're finding me, it's because it's a Saturday pre-release video for my channel. I'm not really here like I normally am. I'm just putting a video out there for you guys to enjoy. And if you're new to my channel, welcome aboard. Join in the fun. Hold the line on your cards, man. And Salvat Excavations is a pretty card, but it's not as good as Mox Amber, I'm sorry to say. Alright guys, we were having a conversation today about some sealed boxes. Now, sealed boxes in Magic, most people can refer to them as like a safety net. It's a sealed product. It looks pretty on your background. It always has a certain value because there's only so many of these boxes printed, and as the world turns, as things get opened, especially nowadays on YouTube channels where they chop these boxes up and open them for box openings, there are less and less available year after year, which drives up the remaining price. Now, the other thing that drives up price, of course, is if it's a popular box, has good memories for people, particular cards within a set, lack of supply, short print runs, errors in printing, reasons that are unknown to us, such as a giant fire that burns down a wizard's warehouse. Whatever it may be, there are lots of reasons boxes go up. So let's touch on some of those today. Let's talk about how some of these boxes are doing, and let's get to it. Now, the first boxes I want to show you guys today are going to be Oath of the Gatewatch, holding at 170. Moderate sales, but it's doing what I thought it would do. It has the second set of expedition type lands in it. It's not the best one. You might get a wasteland like we got on one of my channel openings here for a patron, which was pretty epic. But at 170 bucks, that's pretty reasonably priced for a product that's 6 years old now. Like that's pretty fair. When you look at any of the Masters products, which is the second listing here, when you look at those Masters, like Iconic Masters there, you realize they're basically the same price they've been for 3 years. Nothing's happening with them. They are selling, but they're selling to people who are hedging their bets that sooner or later, they're going to go up in the long term as they're less and less available. But that is quite the risk for a product that has a lot of reprint equity that keeps hitting the markets nowadays. So I don't recommend buying these type of boxes right now. I just can't see it. I'd stick to the draft boxes because they're going to hold a greater value in the longer term at a cheaper price. You can get 2 boxes for the price of 1, right? Now, okay, Journey into Nyx. Funny story with this one, guys. I remember this box being $66 Canadian at face-to-face when they were clearing stuff out. I bought a whole bunch. Why not? I figured, hey, it's going to be good. I cracked some with some friends, had some good times. I've opened some on the channel over the last few years, and now I'm starting to realize I got to slow it down. I was opening those for me. Now you look and see it's at $200+ a box. You got to hold here. You got to realize there's some value to be had, especially the God packs. Good nostalgia. It's the best of the 3, arguably for some people. So I can see this box continue to rise, and the sales are brisk. Most of them around the 190 to 220 mark, and it's holding strong and multiple sales. So you can see Journey of the Nyx is holding a good memory for people. People are realizing there's a lot less of it now, and they're trying to hold on to some now. So it's selling well. Now, when we look at our next set here, I just want to touch on Time Spiral. There's 2 little things I have on this. Number 1, Era of the Chase card. You saw my video yesterday. This is pretty crazy to realize that the boxes have jumped this much in value over the cards that are reprintable, but very hard to get, making it a chase card. So I'll be very curious to see how this plays out, and I'll be following it very closely for my viewers on multiple websites, and I have 4 stores who've agreed to give me sales figures going forward, so I'll be able to keep a closer track on how things are going, 2 in Canada, 2 in US, different states in the US and different provinces in Canada, so I'm kind of excited to let you guys know how that goes later on. When you see stuff on Strixhaven, the pre-release sales are going well. It's what I expect it to be. And when you see things like Unhinged, these kind of multi-boxes, they're all up overall in their sales, and they're all selling well. Again, harder time when they didn't make huge print runs compared to nowadays print runs, so there's a lot less out there. These are mainly collectors grabbing them and holding on to them, so be aware of that. Now, again, I just want to focus on the bottom one here. I know Time Spiral price is shooting through the roof. Trust me, I'm seeing it too, guys, and I'm following it. My local stores already jacked up their prices, and they said it's still selling. Now at the bottom there, again, another Masters product, Ultimate Masters, the best of those sets. And look at it. It's actually $5 cheaper than what I paid 3 years ago for my box that's sitting behind us up there. When you see that, you got to realize, guys, the Masters products are not, like, they're selling, but they're selling for exactly what people paid years ago. Because they're not willing to hedge their bets, so do not buy that product right now. Wait and see. All right. Dominaria Epic set. Remember, this set was short print run, and I've still seen people open this set recently. I've done a shorter video, I think about 4 weeks ago on this one, but you have to understand the prices are still climbing up at about $3-4 every couple of months, which means in a year it's going up 30%. That's a lot. It's on trajectory to hit $500 in the 24-month period, okay? So 24 months or less, this should be around $500. I'm curious to see if it reaches that, to see if some of my tracking stuff is correct. I'm fairly new at doing this, and I've got it on multiple sites, but it looks like I'm tracking correctly, so it's kind of cool to see. Remember, lots of epic cards, Dominaria, Richard Garfield involved, very crazy, very nostalgic, and short print run. If you can find this for US, I guess it's around 160, 150, and Canadian, anything less than 220, I'd recommend buying a box or two to hold on to, just for the future value of what this set will bring to people. Now, our next one, Monket. I myself did not buy massively into this set. I went to the pre-release, did a good job, had fun. Didn't buy the boxes because I wasn't buying boxes back then. I bought a couple of fat packs. Now, this surprises me. We talked about it before, and I remember seeing it creep up last year, but selling at this level kind of reminds me now of Aether Revolt. We're kind of moving to Kaladesh when it keeps creeping up like this. You're seeing a lot of them been sold out at the cheaper rates. People cracked them and had fun. People had them on channels opening. And I mean, dozens of channels have opened a lot of it. So there's a lot less than what people realize, and it's causing it to be jacked up. And there's pages of sales in this range of price, so it's holding firm at this price. Way to go, Monket. Would I buy at this price? No. I feel the boat's been missed. I'm not buying at this price right now. I'm not going to tie up that kind of capital going for a box like that when I can buy 2 newer sets and let them appreciate over 10 years. Now, same for our Devastation. I bought some of these boxes just last year in 2020 for around the $140 mark and was like, it's fine. You know, a store had them. I figured I'll just add them to my collection. And look already, they're well over the 200 mark. And again, pages of sales. People underestimated the invocations in these and the people's feel for it later on. People were kind of meh at the end of this set. They're like, man, I don't care. But that's not really what happened. You played it out. You had a good time. You played it on different formats and you got tired of it and moved on. But that doesn't mean that people don't like it and go back to a set later on and go, you know, those invocations aren't coming back. They kind of stopped doing them. So you realize any invocations in there are pretty rare. Picture any sealed product kind of like a little gift box. You're never quite sure what's going to be in that surprise. Maybe there's something cool, maybe nothing. That's part of the idea of a sealed box, right? You could get something really cool or just open and have some fun with some nostalgic cards at a reasonable price for entertainment, right? You take 6 friends, 6 packs each, pretty reasonable night of entertainment for 30, 40 bucks each, right? Just something to keep in mind for these type of boxes. Great stuff. And they're going to continue to rise. But again, at this price level, I might buy another box or two if I had money, knowing it's going to go higher. But you'd be holding for another 48 months. Understand that, to double your money, okay? Keep it in mind. All right, and the last one we're going to talk about is Rivals of Ixalan. Now, again, I did pre-releases, but I wasn't buying boxes to this point. Again, a couple of sealed fat packs, and that's it. So I wish I'd had some of this because this was getting cleared at like 80 bucks. The EV on it was like $60 for a while, and nobody cared. Think about that. Nobody cared. So it got dumped, just like Journey to Nyx did back in the day. But I didn't buy any because I didn't have the money. So Ixalan has good memories. Rivals of Ixalan has good memories, and the sales are strong. You can see on the 24th, 23rd, 21st, this is selling daily, a box or two a day. Changing hands on the market. Even with those shipping costs of 30, 40, 50 bucks, they're changing hands, guys. The sales are strong in all sealed product across the board, if you can believe it. Everywhere, sealed product is moving at a brisk pace, and it's selling well. So for those of you who ask me about this, yes, the market is very alive. It's doing extremely healthy sales, and it's great stuff. I'm surprised myself at the amount of sales, but it shows. And by the way, on a side note, loose packs. Loose packs of any set from like 2014 down is selling extraordinarily well. Anything from Innistrad, World Wake, Alara, Shards of Alara, Avacyn Restored, they're all selling at strong sales, guys, and the prices are going up. Because if you can't afford a sealed box, people are trying to get some loose packs. So keep it in mind, even loose packs are going up, and it's blowing my mind how many sales we're seeing. And I was surprised by the variety of sales of what people are after. So thousands of sales on a given month, and they're across the board. So UK, Australia, Canada, US, across the board, guys. Sales everywhere from the areas I'm tracking. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you hit me up in that comment section, or you send me an email to alangi@hotmail.com. You can find it in About on my community page. I'll be happy to help you guys out. Thanks a lot for tuning in. This is MTG Moxman, and yes, it's getting warmer in Canada, and yes, we deserve it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys Sunday for the live stream. That's right, Sunday Patreon live stream, and of course, everyone's welcome to join the fun, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Looking forward to seeing you then. Have a great one, guys. That's right, I said it. Have a great one. We deserve it. All right, guys, guess what? We'll be coming up to April, and when we get to April, it's going to rock, all right? Patrons are amazing, always good, and I will open up new patron slots in April. Looking forward to having new people join in the fun. Hold the line.